For 200 amp, 3-phase, 4-wire system, the minimum conductor size required is number 2 American wire gauge copper. Using table 310.15. B2. A. The minimum conduit size required for number 2 American wire gauge copper conductors, with 5 conductors in the raceway, is 2 inches. Since the conductors will be running outdoors, they must be marked as suitable for use in wet locations. The conduit must be properly sealed to prevent moisture penetration. The conduit should be supported according to table 358.30. The maximum allowable voltage drop for this installation is 3% per National Electrical Code Article 215. You should verify that the selected conductor size and length meet this requirement. Number 2 American wire gauge copper wire with a 2-inch conduit is needed to go from the remote meter to the panel for a 200 amp 3-phase 4-wire installation with a distance of 90 feet. When selecting the appropriate wire and conduit size for a 200 amp electrical service, several factors must be considered to ensure safety and compliance with the National Electrical Code, or NEC, and local regulations. Firstly, determine the ampacity of the conductors. The ampacity is the maximum current, measured in amps, that a conductor can carry continuously without exceeding its temperature rating. For a 200 amp service, the conductors must have an ampacity of at least 200 amps. According to NEC Table 310.16, for copper conductors with a temperature rating of 75 degrees Celsius, which is a common standard, a number 2 American wire gauge copper conductor has an ampacity of 95 amps. Since this is a 3-phase system, you will need to account for the neutral conductor, which carries the unbalanced load. Secondly, select the appropriate insulation type. Conductors are available with various insulation types, such as THHN, THHW, and XHHW. Each insulation type has different temperature ratings and suitability for different environments. For example, THHN is suitable for dry locations, while THHW is suitable for wet locations. Since the conductors will be running outdoors, it is essential to use conductors that are marked as suitable for use in wet locations. THHW or XHHW insulation types are commonly used for outdoor applications. Thirdly, determine the correct conduit size. The conduit protects the conductors from physical damage and environmental factors. The NEC specifies the maximum number of conductors allowed in a particular size of conduit to ensure proper heat dissipation and ease of installation. To determine the correct conduit size, you need to know the number and size of the conductors. In this case, you have 3-phase conductors, 1 neutral conductor, and 1 grounding conductor for a total of 5 conductors. Using NEC Table 310.15. B2. A, which provides the allowable conduit fill for various conductor sizes and conduit types, you can determine the minimum conduit size required. For number 2 American wire gauge copper conductors with 5 conductors in the raceway, a 2-inch conduit is typically required. Keep in mind that this is a minimum requirement, and you may need to use a larger conduit size depending on the specific type of conduit and the number of bends in the run. Fourthly, consider voltage drop. Voltage drop is the decrease in voltage along the length of a conductor due to its resistance. Excessive voltage drop can cause equipment to malfunction or operate inefficiently. The NEC recommends limiting voltage drop to a maximum of 3% for feeders and 5% for branch circuits. To calculate voltage drop, you need to know the conductor size, length, and current. The formula for voltage drop in a 3-phase system is voltage drop equals 1.732 times the current times the length of the conductor in feet times the impedance per foot divided by 1000. You can find the impedance per foot for various conductor sizes and types in NEC Chapter 9, Table 9. If the calculated voltage drop exceeds the recommended limits, you may need to increase the conductor size to reduce the resistance and minimize voltage drop. Fifthly, ensure proper grounding. Grounding is essential for safety and helps to prevent electrical shock. The grounding conductor provides a low impedance path for fault current to flow back to the source, which helps to trip the circuit breaker or fuse and de-energize the circuit. The size of the grounding conductor is based on the size of the ungrounded conductors, as specified in NEC Table 250.122. For number 2 American wire gauge copper conductors, the minimum size of the grounding conductor is number 8 American wire gauge copper. Sixthly, consider environmental factors. The environment in which the conductors are installed can affect their ampacity and lifespan. For example, conductors installed in direct sunlight or in hot environments may need to be deaerated to account for the increased temperature. Similarly, conductors installed in corrosive environments may need to be protected with special coatings or materials. Since the conductors will be running outdoors, it is important to select conductors and conduit that are suitable for the environment. Using conductors that are marked as suitable for use in wet locations and sealing the conduit to prevent moisture penetration can help to protect the conductors from the elements. Seventhly, adhere to local codes and regulations. In addition to the NEC, local codes and regulations may have additional requirements for electrical installations. It is important to check with the local building or electrical inspector to ensure that your installation complies with all applicable codes and regulations. This may include requirements for permits, inspections, and specific installation methods. Eighthly, support the conduit properly. The conduit must be properly supported to prevent it from sagging or becoming damaged. The NEC specifies the maximum spacing between conduit supports in Table 358.30. The spacing depends on the size and type of conduit. For example, for 2-inch rigid metal conduit, the maximum spacing between supports is 10 feet. Ninthly, seal the conduit. The conduit should be properly sealed to prevent moisture penetration, especially in outdoor installations. Moisture can damage the conductors and create a safety hazard. Use conduit fittings and sealants that are specifically designed for outdoor use to ensure a watertight seal. Tenthly, label the conductors. All conductors should be properly labeled to identify their function. This helps to prevent confusion and makes it easier to troubleshoot problems in the future. Use color-coded tape or labels to identify the phase conductors, neutral conductor, and grounding conductor. Finally, remember to consult with a qualified electrician. Electrical work can be dangerous and should only be performed by qualified individuals. A qualified electrician can help you to select the appropriate wire and conduit size, ensure that your installation complies with all applicable codes and regulations, and perform the work safely and correctly. They can also provide valuable advice and guidance on other aspects of the electrical installation, such as grounding, bonding, and overcurrent protection. To summarize, selecting the correct wire and conduit size for a 200 amp electrical service involves considering several factors, including ampacity, insulation type, conduit fill, voltage drop, grounding, environmental factors, local codes, conduit support, conduit sealing, and conductor labeling. By carefully considering these factors and consulting with a qualified electrician, you can ensure that your electrical installation is safe, reliable, and compliant with all applicable codes and regulations. It's important to emphasize the use of the correct materials and installation techniques. Using the wrong type of wire or conduit can lead to premature failure, safety hazards, and code violations. Always use materials that are listed and labeled for the intended application, and follow the manufacturer's instructions for installation. Additionally, ensure that all connections are made properly and that all components are securely fastened. Poorly made connections can cause overheating, arcing, and even fires. It is also important to consider the future needs of the electrical system. If you anticipate adding more loads in the future, it may be wise to install a larger wire and conduit size to accommodate the increased demand. This can save you time and money in the long run by avoiding the need to upgrade the electrical system later. Furthermore, consider the aesthetic aspects of the installation. While safety and functionality are the primary concerns, it is also important to ensure that the electrical installation is visually appealing. Run the conduit in a neat and orderly manner, and use fittings and accessories that match the surrounding environment. This can enhance the overall appearance of the building and improve its value. In conclusion, Selecting the correct wire and conduit size for a 200 amp electrical service is a critical task that requires careful consideration of several factors. By following the guidelines outlined in this response and consulting with a qualified electrician, you can ensure that your electrical installation is safe, reliable, and compliant with all applicable codes and regulations. Remember that electrical work can be dangerous, and it is always best to leave it to the professionals. They have the knowledge, skills, and experience to perform the work safely and correctly, and they can help you to avoid costly mistakes and safety hazards.